He is a blue state Republican governor who has been critical of his own party's president. Maryland Governor Larry Hogan, in his new memoir, slamming President Trump on COVID-19 testing, writing on behalf of the nation's governors that an undertaking as large as a national testing program required Washington's help. We expected something more than constant heckling from the man who is supposed to be our leader. And we continue to see problems, of course, with testing today. Joining me now, Maryland Governor Larry Hogan, who chairs the National Governors Association and was on that call, presumably yesterday, that video conference with the White House Task Force. His new memoir is titled Still Standing, and a great read it is. Governor, thank you very much for being with us. Tell me about the response from the White House now. Again, the president today defending that retweeted video of false information about masks, false information about a cure. It's gone viral. It went everywhere before it was taken down. Doesn't that undercut the messaging from the White House Task Force and from you as a governor?
Of course it does. And look, it's one of the things I've been most frustrated with. I think the coronavirus task force at the White House is really making some progress. We had a terrific and productive meeting yesterday that the vice president led with all the governors and with many members of the cabinet. And then the president seems to be messaging the opposite of what everybody else is talking about. He seemed to be getting back on track with a better message. He was starting to focus in on saying that this virus could get worse before it gets better. He started to say that the wearing of masks was critically important. He tweeted out pictures of himself with a mask and saying it's patriotic. We were having discussions about the need that some states that had to slow down, that were seeing rising positivity rates, that they had to be more cautious. And then he was talking about opening up, and he went off to talk about hydroxychloroquine and some other things. It's just not helpful, and I'm not sure. If it would be much more productive for the president to message clearly, because in a pandemic like this, the public really is desperately in need of clear messaging and clear facts, because they're concerned about what's really going on. And I think, I know you had Dr. Fauci on earlier. Others from the administration are giving very clear direction. And I want to give credit to the coronavirus task force and the cabinet, who are focused. Sometimes the president just isn't on the team with everybody else.
And do you think you're going to have to roll back at all some of the openings in Maryland as you see these spikes elsewhere in the country?
Well, we're very concerned about the rising numbers and the spikes across the country. So far, because of our early and aggressive actions, while we're seeing some slight increases in the number of cases, which is concerning, a lot of that is due to the fact that we've dramatically ramped up the amount of testing we're doing in our state. But our positivity rate, for the most part, continues to track downward. We had one uptick today, which is concerning to us. But we're not one of those 21 states that are identified as the hot spots. Many of the states are 4 or 5 times higher than where we are, but absolutely we're very vigilant. We're tracking these things every single day, working with our top immunologists and our public health doctors, and we're following the science, and we're following our plan and listening to the CDC, and we're messaging. I have another press conference today to clearly state to the public that we've got to stay on top of this, because it can very easily spike right back up in a short period of time, as we've seen in states across the country.
You're going to be making an announcement, I believe, by August 14th about reopening schools. How does it look now? Which way are you leaning?
So our state superintendent of schools put out a plan more than a month ago that took CDC guidance and took our coronavirus recovery team and our public health doctors, our state plan on safe reopenings. And we took all the input of our local school boards. Many of them have submitted plans. Others we're still waiting until they have a deadline of August 14th. I think we're going to see many of our larger, more urban schools go completely online. Some of our more rural schools that don't have as big of a problem are going to try to do some type of a hybrid. We want to err, if it's safe, to try to get some kids back in the classroom, but we want to make sure we go about it in as safe a way as we possibly can. We're just going to go about it following the science and giving the flexibility to the locals to make those decisions.
Well, thank you very much, Governor Hogan. Congratulations on the book, and we hope to talk to you soon as those plans evolve. Thank you very much.